What's up everyone, it's Kelly and today I've got another swatch review for you. I actually have a few new polishes from Orly to share with you today. I just recently showed you their summer 2022 collection, which was called Pop, and in that video I mentioned that I thought those polishes were the new jellies that I had been seeing Orly advertising, but it turned out that they weren't, but now I finally have them to share with you. And I also have their two brand new confetti toppers. If you haven't heard of Orly before, they are a salon nail polish brand that is vegan, meaning they do not use any animal-derived ingredients. They are cruelty-free, meaning they do not test their products on animals, and they're also listed as being formulated without harmful ingredients. And if you don't know what a jelly is, I've been talking about it a lot recently on my channel, but if you need a refresher, I did a nail polish 101 video explaining what the finish is and how you can use it, but the short version is it's basically an intentionally sheer polish that has a super high shine, and it's usually super vibrant, looks like jelly or jello. So we actually have three new jelly polishes, and then Orly also re-released their jelly from their Valentine's Day collection, which I reviewed back in February, but I'm going to show you swatches of that one again as well. And then, like I said, we also have the two new confetti toppers, which is basically just super colorful matte glitter toppers, and then they also have a hollow sparkle in them. So this is actually the perfect combination for one video because I love doing jelly sandwiches, so I'll show you a little bit of that as well. But yeah, let me show you the swatches, then we'll talk a little bit more about pricing, availability, all that good stuff, so roll the footage. So as with all of my swatch review videos, I am using base coat underneath all of my swatches just to protect my natural nail and prevent any stains. Today I am using the Orly Bonder base coat. So we'll start off with the jellies. The first shade is called Poolside, and as you can see, it is this beautiful neon pink jelly. So of course, even when you're working with neon shades, when you have a jelly formula, it's not going to be as intense or vibrant, but of course you can build it up to more coverage. So in the first coat, it was a nice soft wash of color. In the second coat, that's when I was really able to get that bright, vibrant pink color, and you still see that nice visible nail line as is typical with jelly polishes. But I also wanted to show you what it looked like in a third coat. So you still see the visible nail line. It's what I would consider full coverage for a jelly in that you are getting that full saturation of color in the three coats, but it still definitely feels distinctly jelly-like. You still get that high shine, that squishiness, and you still see, of course, the nail line. Next up, we have the shade Make Waves, and this is the one that I was the most excited about out of the jellies. It's basically just a jelly version of one of my favorite blues of all time, also by Orly, which is called It's Brittany Beach. And this one is just this gorgeous, intense primary blue. And of course, it does have that jelly-like formula, so it looks pretty good in two coats. I would wear this as a two-coater. Of course, you don't get that full bright neon-ish blue color on the nails until you get that third coat on, but it still feels very distinctly jelly-like even with a third coat. I am just so happy with this one for jelly sandwiches. I think this is the perfect deep color to do any sort of oceanic nail art with, and I just think it's so gorgeous. Next up, we have the shade Ray of Sunshine, and this one is a really nice golden yellow jelly. Now, I have to be honest with you, I'm not personally a huge fan of how this color turned out on me. I think that the coverage on this is absolutely stunning. You can see in the first coat, it fully covered up my nail and it didn't look patchy at all, even with just that first coat. The color is so intense and the payoff is so intense, but it's really tricky when you're working with yellow jellies because if you don't apply them the right way or if they're not the right color, sometimes it's gonna feel like your nails are just super stained, and that is how I felt with it in the first two coats. I think I would definitely wear this as a three-coater. I think you still get a really beautiful color there, and it's saturated enough that it doesn't look like stains that were left behind on your nails, but that's just a personal opinion. I think I just might be a little too pale for this color, but I'm still gonna use it for nail art, and I'm still gonna wear it as a three-coater. So those were the three new shades, but I also wanted to just really quickly re-swatch this shade Sweetheart because I absolutely loved this when it first came out. It's a really beautiful pinky red jelly, and this was what really started my love for Orly jellies. I'm not sure that I've ever used a jelly from Orly before this, but I was just immediately impressed with the coverage, with the saturation of color, and how it managed to look both opaque and sheer at the same time. So you can see even in 2 coats, that saturation of color is so intense and gorgeous. I honestly couldn't even believe it, but you still get to see that squishiness and a little bit of that visible nail line. So I have been definitely loving this as a 2-coater. Also been loving this color for jelly sandwiches. And I think this is a great intro into jelly, especially if you are a classic red or pink nail polish person, because I think it really gets you used to that kind of formula and that visibility through the nail. But also love it in 3 coats, by the way. Super stunning. So next I'm going to show you the 2 confetti polishes. So basically these are just super packed matte glitter toppers. And when I say matte glitter, I just mean it's not like metallic or shiny glitters. It's just regular solid color glitters. So this first one is called Dancing Queen, and we've got green, light blue, and purple glitters. And then we also actually have a really subtle holographic sparkle. So it's kind of hard to tell on camera because I set up my camera not really for picking up the holo sparkle, but for picking up the color. But that beautiful lime green color in there just looks so good. I love those intense purple and blue glitters as well. It's just the perfect combination, and I think it feels so summery, and I love that they kind of split these toppers up into the cooler tones and the warmer tones. So I also wanted to show you really quickly a jelly sandwich. This looks beautiful just as a topper, but we had to jelly them, you know that. So here it is with that shade Poolside and sandwiching it on the bottom and on top of it. And I just thought that would be a really fun combination to do, like a pinky color paired with this intense cool tone topper. And I just really love it. It almost looks like more neon. And then here is the second topper. This one is called Party Animal. And this is basically the same exact topper, but with the warmer colors. So we've got pink, we've got orange, and we've got yellow in the matte hex glitters. And then we also have that holo sparkle running throughout. So I feel like my camera did not do this color justice. It is super bright and neon and fun. So you can see it a little bit better over black, how intense that color is. I don't think it's like a too loud in your face kind of neon. It almost hovers into like the neon pastel territory, but it's just a really fun bright color. Again, feels very summery, very fun to wear as a topper, but they're also just really jam-packed with glitter. So even just wearing it on its own, honestly, I bet you could get full coverage on these in a few coats. But again, I had to do a little bit of a jelly sandwich, so I thought I would just kind of be opposites here. So I went in with this shade, Make Waves, and I actually just love this combination. I don't know, there's something very tropical about these very warm tones paired with this deep saturated blue color. But then once I sandwiched it and put them on top, this was giving me such strong like 90s glow in the dark bowling alley vibes. I know that's such a specific feeling, but do you ever just get such a strong nostalgia for something incredibly specific? That is exactly how I felt looking at this. It was just like, I don't know, neon 90s bowling alley glow in the dark situation. So here are the 3 new jellies on top. We've got the 4th re-release Sweetheart on the bottom, and then we also have those 2 glitters. Honestly, looking at the glitters just paired on their own, I had so little on the brush, so it doesn't really look as packed as it really can be. But when I tell you, these glitters are super packed, so you don't really have to fish around or even work hard to get a lot of glitters onto the brush. But this is really just like the lightest hand, the lightest coat, and then it just gets more intense from there. But it's really fun. I think it's easy to work with Orly toppers. You have a lot of control over if you want it to be a little bit sparse or if you want it to be super jam-packed on the nail. So it's a pretty easy, very beginner-friendly formula. So those are all the polishes, and honestly, I think that Orly is the best brand that has come out with jellies so far, which is saying a lot because we've had a lot of jellies, especially this summer, and we have a lot of brands that are really doing them well. But I just think that Orly is a little bit of a standout because they have really nailed that formula, so to speak. There's just something about those polishes. They don't feel patchy when you're applying them. You can really do as many coats as you want, and they also don't lose that jelly-like feeling even when they are fully opaque. They just still feel very distinctly jelly-like, and I really appreciate that. And of course, the confetti toppers are absolutely awesome. I have been loving this type of matte glitter topper lately. I just think it's so cool. I love wearing them as regular toppers, but I also just love doing jelly sandwiches. That's something I've been very into recently. I actually did a whole video on that as well. But yeah, just absolutely love both of these sets, and I really appreciate that they released them close together. So these polishes come in 18 milliliter bottles, which is definitely the biggest nail polish bottle out of any brand I own. They also have a rubberized cap, which means opening them is super easy, and they have a wide flat brush with a rounded tip that also makes application super easy. So in terms of availability, it looks like the confetti toppers aren't on the Orly website anymore, but I did see them on a retailer site. Normally I get my polishes from HB Beauty Bar. I saw they don't have the confetti toppers, but they do have the jellies, and those retail for $12 USD. And I also have the discount code KELLI to get 22% off your order there. But I did see that the retailer Beyond Polish does have the confetti toppers listed on their website. At the moment they are sold out, but they also have the jellies, and those retail for $9.55 USD each. And I also have a discount code there, so you can use the code KELLI to get 10% off at Beyond Polish. So I'm gonna link all of those down below, and I will update if any other retailers get those polishes in. Seems like those confettis have gone very quickly, but hopefully they will be back in stock. But yeah, that's it for today's video. I would love to know what you think. What do you think of the jellies? Have I converted you into a jelly polish lover yet? And if not, how can I convince you? Because they are amazing. And also let me know, which of the confetti toppers do you prefer? Are you planning on picking any of them up, or do you have them already? Leave it all in the comments. We can chat about it. If you enjoy my swatch and review videos, please give this one a thumbs up. It lets me know I'm doing a good job. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. I also have a vlog channel, which is more behind the scenes, everyday life kind of stuff. And I do have a podcast that I recently started that is available on all podcasting platforms, and it's called It's All Geek to Me, so definitely check that out as well. And of course, a huge shout out to my Cosmic Admirals on Patreon, Amanda M, Rocket Man's daughter, and Paula. I really appreciate your support, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye. Today's fun fact question comes from Patreon supporter Brooke B, and Brooke B wants to know, do you have a favorite comfort food? Brooke's is goulash, which I've actually never had before. So the thing about me is that I do not eat dairy. Love the taste of it, but my stomach does not love it. And I think I'm one of the few people who is lactose intolerant who actually does not eat dairy. But with all that said, I think my comfort foods tend to always be something very cheesy, and because I don't eat dairy, I have to rely on like plant-based cheeses. So I think my comfort foods probably wouldn't be comfort foods for a lot of other people, but really I love making my own like very cheesy meals as comfort food. Like I recently made a very delicious vegan lasagna that I absolutely loved, and it just like anything super like creamy and delicious I absolutely love, but I usually have to make it myself. And sometimes I just need to make some basic boring pasta and just absolutely cover it in non-dairy cheese and just microwave it until it kind of melts, because non-dairy cheese doesn't always melt, and then I just eat that, and that's my comfort food. So I don't think there's like something specific, but it's more of like a vibe, and that vibe is anything that is absolutely drowned in vegan cheese. You know what I really want to find though? Like I have been craving, honestly for like 3 years, I have been craving mozzarella sticks, but I cannot find any non-dairy mozzarella sticks, and I know I could make them, but I just like, that seems like a last resort to me, and obviously I'm not desperate enough even though it's been years. But I think I'm gonna just try to make it. I think I'm just gonna try to make non-dairy mozzarella sticks and see how it goes. So I'll keep you updated on that. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!